Hey, Reason TV salutes you, Mr. Plagiarizing, gaffe-prone, hair-plug-wearing Vice President.
Hello, folks!
You turned against the Iraq War, but you've dropped more bombs than George W. Bush.
My memory is not as good as Justice Roberts, Chief Justice Roberts.
Why'd I pick this dude?
You're the perfect opening act for a president who wants to look good by comparison.
I tell you, man, I always liked The Rock, but I love her.
And never the lots of love.
And you're never afraid to call a spade a spade.
Who is articulate and bright and clean.
When you're not pretending to eat at places that closed 20 years ago, you're pretending that other people's words are your own. When you're not creating the drug czar's office, you're talking crazy as all shit.
Hey guys, it's DJ Wonder Chrissy out again, and today we're going to talk about what inflation is doing. I don't know if you realize this, but you will own nothing and you will be happy if inflation continues to surge and we get into hyperinflation. And our economy is already headed in that direction. I have some pictures here of a major home builder in the United States named Lennar, right? They're building here in the Chicago area. They're building all over the United States. But they're doing something a little bit crazy and wacky in Austin, Texas. They are building tiny homes in Texas, and they seem to be selling like hotcakes. They're 350 square feet. You can get a bigger one, maybe like they had a 600 square foot model for 160, but the 350s are running 120 to 135. No garage, just kind of like the old shotgun house. Just looks like a mobile home without the wheels, basically. And they just got rows of these things, and no garage. You just park on they have a pad on the front where you can park maybe one car, maybe two, I don't know. But cost you $1,200 a month if you can get a mortgage and buy one of these things, and may make sense for some people. I guess it's maybe better than living in an apartment. I don't know, but seems a little bit cramped for the DJ Wonder Chrissy. Kind of like my space, and I'm a big burly guy. But if you're interested in a tiny home, check this out. It's the wave of the future, right? Although my favorite car company, I saw BMW, has stepped back from the idea that they were going to charge a subscription on heated or cooling heats and things like that on a monthly basis, which I think that's kind of insane too. Car prices keep going through the roof, folks, and I don't know where those are going to end, but it's, as we've talked about many times on this channel, truck prices are through the roof. Everyone's buying or pushing, not necessarily buying, they're pushing the electric cars, EVs. I saw a report where one of those back when they had the hurricane in Florida a couple of weeks ago, they were blocking the highways and byways in Florida because they couldn't charge them or they went dead, and they had to push them out of the way for the other cars to get through. And there was actually one where the guy had driven through some salt water with his EV and it caught fire. They ended up just letting the thing burn to the ground because, if you guys don't know, EV fires are very, very hard to put out. And they had one over here in a town, and it took like 2.5 hours and 8,000 gallons of water to get the thing under control. So as a result of what happened during the hurricane, there's a state rep in Florida somewhere that's trying to pass a bill where they're going to outlaw having EV cars on the highway during a hurricane evacuation, if you can believe that. So that's how crazy things have gotten on both sides here, folks. We're on this side and this side, and we just keep going back and forth. The migrant crisis is starting to rear its head in various blue cities. Chicago, we have about 14,000 of them now, which is nothing compared to what they got in New York City, which is like 135,000. But Chicago's moving them around like furniture. They had them in the police stations. Now they realize that that's not a good place to have them. And they're trying to find some hotels or apartment buildings to put these people. And everywhere they go to house these people, the communities push back, which kudos to those guys, right? If you don't want it in your neighborhood, you need to push back. So, since beginning of the summer, every time they mention a building or a school or what have you, the community pushes back. And but now they're at the point where they don't have a lot of options. There's talks of bringing in some FEMA tents. I don't know where they would put those, but I got a feeling maybe they may end up putting those tents up again like they did during the pandemic in McCormick Place East for the winter, because let's put it this way: a FEMA tent, those are nice tents, but I don't think they're built for the sub-zero temperatures that we experience here in Chicago. And I think they said each tent can hold like 1,000 people, so they would need like 14, 15 of those tents. And I don't think they have restrooms or anything like that. It's just heating and bedding. So yet to be seen what Mayor Brandon Johnson, the new mayor of Chicago, is going to do with the migrant crisis as it unfolds and keeps in reality keeps getting bigger. It's growing daily. They still Texas is still sending buses up, so it's growing just like everywhere else. It's growing, and who knows where it's going to end. But like I said, it's not fun to live in a tent in like 20 below here in Chicago with 3 feet of snow. I think if they had one of those FEMA tents outside, it could probably collapse under the weight of the snow. If we got a good snow here in Chicago. So that's all I have for today. This is going to be a short one. If you're interested in a tiny home, check out Lennar. They're building them in Austin, Texas. I'm going to stick with what I got here, my Casa Biggie here, and that's good enough for me. But anyway, over and out, DJ Wonder Chrissy. Catch you on the rebound.